Hello, welcome back to the channel. Right, I hope you had a great week. It's Saturday night and I thought it's about time I give a record a play for the channel, that is. So tonight I've decided to play and open this bad boy, Hunky Dory by David Bowie. The one prior to Ziggy Stardust, and I have done a vinyl first play of that. I'll put that there if my YouTube still works doing that. So, should we give it an open? It is a remastered heavyweight 180 gram vinyl, and this is on Parlophone. I think you already know the originals was all on RCA. So, let's have a little look at this. Lovely. Oh, here we go. I suppose I should do it up here, really. What's the point of undoing stuff, Stripey, if people can't see you doing it? Right, so I suppose that's how it came out originally, in one of these. But we have got the Hunky Dory lyric card there. Nice, I look forward to giving them a read while I'm giving it a play. That is a chunk, that is a heavy chunk. Here's the label in a poly lined. So yeah, I quite like the way they've done that. They're trying to make it look like the old RCA with a Bowie written down in the orange. Nice touch. Whoa. Do you know what? It's such a nice feeling for me opening a new record. Look at that. That is gorgeous. There you go. Can't beat a bit of Hunky Dory, can you? Never owned it on record before, so this should be quite a treat. Obviously starts off with turn and face the strange. Can't beat a bit of changes, can you? I think this is when Bowie, I mean, I did like The Man Who Sold the World, but I think this is the change. So it's quite nice, isn't it? I'm going to leave, seeing as I've got it out without that, I'm going to I can live without that, sod it. I've got to give you a bit of cellophane bit, and I really. Oh, that looks a lot nicer out as well. That's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Nice glossy cover there, you see. Very nice. Obviously the back. So, unusual. I don't think I'm going to use it, but there you go. Not if they put a poly lined in there. I'm not sure if the original had the lyric sheet like that, or it was the, maybe one of you might be able to tell me. Was it just like this, or was that the baggie that you had the record in? I can't remember. Well, I don't know, I've only ever owned it on CD. I mean, changes, then Oh You Pretty Things, and then Life on Mars. Some people think Life on Mars is overrated. I absolutely love Life on Mars, and it's a little bit sentimental for me and all, because it always reminds me of my cousin Jane, who's no longer with us, died a long time ago. So anyway, right, so let's get on the, before we get it on the turntable, let's see what Wiki knows about David Bowie's Hunky Dory. Hunky Dory is the fourth studio album by David Bowie, released on the 17th of December 1971 by RCA Records. It was his first release through RCA, which would be his label for the next decade. Following the hard rock sound of The Man Who Sold the World, Hunky Dory marked a move towards art rock and art pop styles. Co-produced by Ken Scott and Bowie himself, it was recorded in mid-1971 at Trident Studios in London and featured Rick Wakeman on piano and the musicians who would later be known as the Spiders from Mars, comprising of Mick Ronson, Trevor Bolder and Mick Woodmansey. The album cover, photographed by Brian Ward and the airbrush by Terry Pastor, was influenced by a Marlene Dietrich photo book that Bowie took with him to the photo shoot. The album was initially released to favourable critical and commercial reception, but it wasn't a major success until the commercial breakthrough of his following album, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, in 1972. It was supported by the singles Changes in 1972 and Life on Mars in 1973. Hunky Dory has received critical acclaim and is regarded as one of Bowie's best works. Time chose it as part of their 100 Best Albums of All Time list in January 2010. Rolling Stone ranked it at number 107 on their list of the 500 Greatest Albums of All Time in 2003. Q Magazine in 2000 placed it at number 16 and its list of the 100 Greatest British Albums Ever. In 2013, NME ranked the album third in their list of the 500 Greatest Albums of All Time, behind the Beatles' Revolver and the Smiths' The Queen is Dead. Right, shall we get it on the turntable? Come on in. That sounded fantastic. It's arguably one of Bowie's best works, if not the best. But we'll get to that. Right, let's quickly go through the tracks. Right. It did sound amazing on vinyl. That heavyweight, 180 gram. Tip top. Right. Track 1, Changes. Turn and face the strange changes. What an opening song. This is a Bowie classic art pop song, if not the classic. A very beautiful song, and it's quite truthful, really. I suppose when you're older individuals see the young ones ruining the world, they think back and realise they would have done the same thing years ago. Changes was the last song Bowie ever performed live before his retirement in 2006. Great, great, great. It's an anthem. It's a Bowie anthem. And it kind of sums up these chameleon sort of esque changes for all the years. Classic Bowie. Track 2, Oh You Pretty Things. And it goes into the 8-line poem. Oh You Pretty Things was the first song written for Hunky Dory, and the piano style has been compared to the Beatles' Martha My Dear, and you can kind of hear that as well. The lyrics reference Aleister Crowley and his teachings of the Golden Dawn. Then it flows into the 8-line poem, which I think is a little bit overlooked on Hunky Dory, featuring exactly 8 lines, with Bowie on the piano and Ronson playing like a country guitar style. Lovely, lovely song. Track 3, my favourite, Life on Mars, and this sounded amazing on record, guys. It really did. It's a soaring ballad. There's many theories what this is about, but in his book, The Complete David Bowie, Nicholas Pegg writes that Bowie described the song in 1971 as a sensitive girl's reaction to the media. I think she finds herself let down, and I think she finds herself disappointed by reality, and she thinks, although she's living the doldrums of reality, she's being told there's a far greater life somewhere, and she's bitterly disappointed she doesn't have access to it. The song also makes references to John Lennon, Mickey Mouse, kind of surreal, Mickey Mouse has grown up a cow, Ibiza and the Norfolk Broads. This is a classic Bowie song and I absolutely love it. Track 4, Kooks. I love this song. This puts a smile on your face. I could listen to Bowie do this sort of music all the time. He's telling his son Zoe Bowie that though he and his wife ain't traditional parents, they're a little bit kooky, they're good parents with loving hearts and they will do right by the boy. The British indie band, the Kooks, actually named themselves after this song. Great song, and it does make you feel good. Track 5, Quicksand. The intro has a little bit of a Space Odyssey feel about it. It's an epic song. I'm not a prophet or a Stone Age man, just a mortal with the potential of a Superman. I think this has something to do with Friedrich Nietzsche, but I have read somewhere it's about Hitler or Hitler's man Joseph Goebbels. Joseph Goebbels was like the propaganda minister. I think it's about Aleister Crowley though. You know, during that time, just after, the Beatles had him on Sgt. Pepper up the back. Bowie and Thelma, his wife at the time, was experimenting with Aleister Crowley's beliefs and readings and stuff. Great song. Rick Wakeman's piano on this sounded incredible, and so did the strings. Right, flipping over to side 2, Feel Your Heart. And this, to me, has a slight Northern soul feel about it at the beginning. And this song was written by Biff Rhodes and Paul Williams, and it has a real happy feel about it. Really does. I love the way he sings, love cleans the mind and makes you free. I've done that really badly, sorry. Great song. Then it goes a little bit trippy into Andy Warhol. Apparently, Andy Warhol came to Bowie's studio while Hunky Dory was being recorded, and Bowie played it for him, and Warhol didn't like it at all and got the right and he went out and shut the door. But before he left, he turned around and said to Bowie, "You have nice shoes." It does seem to be having a little bit of a poke at Andy. Great guitar song though. Track 3, a song for Bob Dylan. This is a lovely song. He sounded a bit Dylan in a bit of this. I don't know if it was just me. This was written during Dylan's hiatus. You know, after his bike, he had a motorbike accident and he was sort of like just disappeared. And people was yearning for Dylan's music. He was very influential and still is. And I think it's Bowie asking Dylan to come out of retirement. It's a great song and sounded fantastic. Track 4, Queen Bitch. And this is very Velvet Underground-esque. It is absolutely a Velvet Underground ripoff. I love the riff. The narrator is a guy pining for another guy who's being wooed by a prostitute in the streets. She's so swishy in her satin and tat, in the frock coat and bibbidi-bobbidi hat. Oh God, I could do better than that. I think most people could do better than that, sorry. Although the main riff sounds very much like the Velvet Underground Sweet Jane, it's actually lifted from Eddie Cochran's 3 Steps to Heaven. Dun, 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 dun. You can hear it. Great song. And track 5, which closes Hunky Dory, the Bowie Brothers. It's a lovely acoustic ballad about his mixed feelings about his brother Terry. In the last few lines of the song, you can actually hear like voices coming around, like explaining like schizophrenia. Bowie himself said to producer Ken Scott apparently that this song was made for the American audience because they love reading into lyrics and all that, even though they absolutely make no sense. Who knows? Great song though, and lovely closings. Sounded amazing. A fantastic album. Great music, well produced. A timeless classic. Now, do I prefer this to Ziggy Stardust? Well, I don't know. For now, I think I'll put them on equal levels because this album is Hunky Dory. Which one do you prefer? Hunky Dory, Ziggy Stardust? I think I like them both equally. They're great. Now, what do I get next? Pin-ups? The Man Who Sold the World? Low? Right, I'm going to round this video up, guys, because I'm trying to keep them short, as you know. So, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you like this sort of thing. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll be back with another ramble real soon. Take care, guys.